Are you wondering about China's insomnia? Join us to see why China is so concerned about these little islands. This video explores the geopolitical complexity, historical conflicts, and strategic significance of these little islands that have shaken the South Pacific. China's dread of small islands is geopolitical. Beijing concerns China's territorial claims in the South China Sea, where Beijing controls several tiny islands and atolls. This has strained relations with neighbors and sparked worldwide worries. This topic is important for various reasons. Number 1. South China Sea territorial disputes. Taiwan, Vietnam, and the Philippines and others claim territory in the South China Sea. These issues might lead to major wars. Number 2. Geopolitical significance. The South China Sea is a major maritime trading route. China might gain critical maritime route control by conquering these little islands. Number 3. Environmental impact. The islands have varied marine life and are environmentally sensitive. China's building and military on these islands raises environmental concerns. Number 4. International relations. China's South China Sea moves have strained relations with the US, which worries about freedom of navigation. International diplomacy centers on it. Number 5. Security implications. The militarization of these islands has created security and stability worries for neighboring nations and the Indo-Pacific region. Understanding China's dread of little islands is vital to understanding Asia-Pacific geopolitics, trade, and security, making it a global issue. The South China Sea's smaller islands, reefs, shoals, and atolls are in the Pacific Ocean. They are strategically located in a Southeast Asian region disputed by China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Taiwan. The islands have a lengthy history of territorial conflicts. Several states claim ownership or control over South China Sea areas, including small islands. Historically, these features were utilized for fishing and limited military installations. China has built artificial islands and military installations on several minor islands in recent decades. This raised regional tensions. Important to China. Strategic location. Controlling these small islands helped China protect its military presence and influence in the South China Sea, a vital maritime commerce route for most of world trade. Fisheries and oil and gas deposits are abundant in the South China Sea. These resources benefit China's economy. China claims ancient rights to much of the South China Sea, including these islands, under its Nine-Line claim. This territorial claim is a source of Chinese pride and sovereignty. The small South China Sea islands' strategic position, resource-rich nature, and neighboring nations' territorial claims cause geopolitical conflicts. They remain important and contentious, especially for China. China asserts sovereignty over portions of the South China Sea, such as the Parcel Islands and Spratly Islands, leading to controversy. China claims historical maritime rights, claiming authority over certain territories and citing historical proof. Taiwan, Vietnam, and the Philippines, along with Malaysia and Brunei, have overlapping South China Sea territorial claims, causing disputes, long-standing tensions, and confrontations result from these issues. China's Nine-Line claim, which covers most of the South China Sea, is at the center of the dispute. The assertion violates the UNCLOS, which establishes maritime limits based on international law. China's claims. China assertively advances its South China Sea claims through different tactics. Number 1. Military buildup. China has built runways and military stations and man-made islands in the region to increase its military presence. Number 2. Maritime patrols. Chinese strip patrol contested seas to exert authority and challenge foreign ships. Number 3. Economic operations. China raises territorial claims through fishing, oil exploration, and other economic operations in contested waters. Number 4. Diplomatic stance. China maintains a sovereignty by refusing international arbitration and preferring bilateral agreements with claimant countries. China's assertiveness in the South China Sea threatens regional stability and worries neighbors and international observers. responds to China's claims by other nations. Number 1. Vietnam. Vietnam is a vociferous opponent of China's South China Sea claims. It has escalated diplomatic efforts, strengthened its maritime capabilities, and criticized China's moves in the Parcel and Spratly Islands. Number 2. Philippines. The Philippines challenged China's South China Sea claims at the Permanent Court arbitration in 2013. The Philippines won in 2016, invalidating China's 9-line claim. Number 3. United States. The US has conducted FONOPs in the South China Sea to challenge China's excessive maritime claims and demand the right to cruise in international seas. Regional friends and partners have received military help. Number 4. Taiwan. Taiwan, which China claims several South China Sea features as well. Taiwan has maintained a military presence there. Number 5. Indonesia has battled with Chinese boats in the Natuna Islands, asserting its sovereignty and challenging Chinese incursions into the EEZ. International community concerns. Number 1. Freedom of navigation. China's militarization of man-made islands and territorial claims threatens global trade. It raises worries regarding worldwide water disputes. Number 2. Destabilization. China's assertiveness has caused regional instability and tensions that might lead to unintentional or military conflict. Number 3. International law violations. China's claims violate the UNCLOS, weakening international maritime law. Number 4. Resource exploitation. China's sovereignty over the South China Sea might provide Beijing access to large oil and gas deposits, sparking worries about uneven resource allocation. Number 5. Regional sovereignty. China's claims violate neighboring nations' sovereignty, escalating territorial tensions. The international community worries about China's South China Sea operations owing to destabilization, international law violations, and regional peace and security risks. These disagreements have sparked diplomatic initiatives to resolve them and emphasize international rules and values in the region. Small South China Sea islands worry China. China has several worries about the small South China Sea islands, mostly related to national security and geopolitics. Why China fears these islands and their influence on national security. Number 1. Strategic location. The small Spratly and Parcel Islands are strategically placed in the South China Sea, a vital trading route. Controlling these islands give China power over important water lanes, giving them weight in international trade and geopolitics. Number 2. Resource riches. The South China Sea may include oil, gas, and fisheries. Controlling these islands give China access to these resources, lowering its energy dependency and boosting its security. Number 3. Military bases. China has built airstrips, radar systems, and missile deployment on several of these islands. These militarized outposts may dissuade territorial claims dispute by enhancing China's military capabilities in the region. Number 4 is national sovereignty. China claims these islands. It assertively defends its territorial integrity against foreign presence or operations near these islands. Number 5. Geopolitical power. China may expand its Southeast Asian geopolitical power by controlling the little islands. It can strengthen connections with neighbors or dominate regional politics. Number 6. Conflict risk. China's South China Sea assertiveness has exacerbated regional stability fears. Conflicts over these islands might threaten China's security and international ties. Number 7. International standing. China's claims to these islands have been criticized and challenged by neighbors and the international community. It harms China's international standing and foreign relations. In conclusion, China's concerns over these tiny South China Sea islands stem from their strategic importance, resource potential, and role in national security and geopolitics. China's control over these islands give it regional and global leverage, but it also increases tensions and worries among neighbors and the international community. Thank you so much for joining. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'll see you in the next video.